I'm in Paris, Place des Victoires, with Julien Paccaud today. He's an osteopath and a former champion in barefoot water skiing in France. His motto, flexibility. So we're going to ask him how to maintain this aspect of our lives, both physically and mentally. I also want to mention that he has 100% attendance rate at Harvest on all editions in Kaplankaya. Hello, Julien.
Hello, Rose.
How are you?
Very good. Very pleased to be here with you.
So I'd like to know what led you to become an osteopath and why is flexibility so important for you?
It has always been my motto, flexibility, performance. As a former barefoot water ski champion, as you mentioned, I was always, very into the body work. As a water skier, you have to master a lot of things like tricks, jumps, and slaloms. So you have to master different types of disciplines that are different, really, really different. And so you have to work on understanding how you can use your body in order to perform. I was like a junior when I attended the podium of the French nationals.
How old were you?
I was between 16 and 18, so I had the chance to be 3 times national champion.
Where did you live at the time?
In Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't water ski on salty water. We water ski on lakes, so you can water ski everywhere. Mostly, France is a very good nation in water ski, as the Australians, South Africans, and Americans, of course.
Okay, but what's the specificity with being barefoot?
The specificity is that you need to be much more fast on the water because the surface is smaller. If you use a water ski, then you just you are around 45 or 55 kilometers per hour. And if you barefoot water ski, you're more like in between 65 to 75. So it's fast and furious.
Is it painful?
Might be painful. I mean, I can call it a bright sensation sometimes.
Okay, really?
Yeah. But you have to learn how to fall. Because at that speed, the water is like ground, a regular ground, as we say. It's like concrete. But you learn how to fall. It's like in judo, you learn how to fall.
And do you damage your tissues?
It can happen, yeah, sure. But I was lucky enough just to never break bones. I just had muscles issues.
So that taught you about flexibility. That's how you became to know so much about this.
Exactly, because you have 2 ways to be a good water skier. Either you have a lot of strength, you're powerful. Either you're more like a cat. And then you're flexible. And if you make a little mistake, you twist it, you turn it around, and you jump back on your feet. You get back on your feet and you keep on water skiing. So that might be the philosophy, Always be flexible so you can jump back on whatever happens to you.
Okay, so I guess it's a second option that worked for you, like the way you're talking, and being like a cat managed to put you on the first place of the podium of barefoot water skiing.
Exactly, because I'm not a big, into the strengthening. I'm not a big and tall guy. I'm just more flexible and tonic. You have to be tonic and flexible as a cat. So I think that in nature, that example would be the best example for life. When a cat needs to sleep, he sleeps. When a cat needs to eat, he eats, but not too much. When he's thirsty, he drinks, but he always hydrates himself. And when he wants to lay back and chill, he just lay back and chill, no problem. He goes for kudos. And most important, he always maintains his flexibility by playing. Why does a cat plays all the time? To maintain his flexibility, to be able to sustain for his food normally, but not nowadays, but they play a lot. These cats are always playing and jumping and running and sliding everywhere, and that's how they maintain their flexibility.
That's how they manage. Also, sometimes I saw that with my eyes to fall from 7th floor and not die. Wow.
And they absorb life. They absorb shocks, traumas by being more flexible.
Okay.
And for us, I would just think about what would be the activity that we don't practice enough that will lead us to the same goal, is dancing. We should be dancing more and more and more. How do you feel, Rose,
good.
after a good dance? How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I miss dancing,
Exactly.
to be honest.
We all miss dancing. Exactly. That's what I love about Harvest, because life is a playground, and I totally agree. Life is a playground. We should be more childish sometimes, and we should dance more. Dance should be mandatory every day.
Yeah, I agree.
That's cool.
Talking about pleasure and having fun, I think about spending hours sitting in front of a computer or lying in bed scrolling with a thumb. What's the impact of modern life in our bodies?
Huge, tremendous. For us as an osteopath, it's perfect because it brings people to the clinic. Okay, so in my practice, sedentary is like the best business provider. On average, we spend 13 hours per day seated, which is too much. And if you think about it, if you know how the body works, you understand that this causes huge pain and huge issues in every aspect of your health, like digestion, immunity.
Really? Okay.
Every single system in your body are connected with movement. If you don't move, I mean, you die. People that are in a coma, in long-term coma, they have to be moved and have massage from the care people.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because then you have ischemia. So we need movement in every cells, every part of our body are dedicated to movement.
So let's say you have a computer job. Every how many hours do you have to get up, and for how long do you need to be in movement?
Very simple. Every hour you need to stand up.
Every hour.
Every hour you need to stand up, and for 5 minutes at least.
Okay, and do you have to do like just walk or do like some exercises?
The best would be to exercise, to stretch, but for instance, people really underestimate the eyesight. Everybody thinks about, I've been working on my computer for 2 hours, just stand up and stretch a little bit, shoulders, the arms, but take care of your eyes too, because all your posture is dedicated to your eyes. I mean, you don't think about it, but verticality is dedicated to your eyes. We, as Homo sapiens, got on our feet like long time ago, 2 million years ago, because we wanted to see more. We wanted to see what we could chase, or if we were not, the next meal of some big animals with big
Interesting,
teeth.
to have a better view. Okay.
Exactly. So if you have an information, like a visual information on your right, you just don't turn your eyeballs, you turn your head. So you use all your neck, and then if it's not enough, chest, and if it's too close, you use your neck again, to adapt the vision. So your vision is very connected with all the neck pains and all the fatigue, and all the brain fog and migraines and
So you mean
headaches.
that we're built to use this, but because now we have a life with no so much danger and we are not hunting for food, like we're not using our capabilities and we're not using our bodies properly?
Exactly, because we're still on. That's the problem. We're on and on and on. And the brain that you have today is the same brain that we had 200,000 years ago. It works exactly the same. So when you're focusing on a PDF or on an email, you are exactly using the same system, the fight or flight system, so you don't use your body or your brain with useless topics. So you keep on, you stop blinking your eyes because you want to get all the informations. You clench your teeth because you are tense toward the target, and you quit breathing because you don't want parasite all the information, the auditive information. So when you're sending a text, your breath is on hold, you keep your eyes wide open, so have this little game and watch your co-workers.
Okay. And the thumb, particularly, do people have more and more problems with their thumbs?
Arthrosis?
Really?
Yeah.
Just because of scrolling, or?
Because of the mouse and scrolling, but the scrolling would be more the index.
Okay.
I would say that it's using the pad. That is the most the killer one. The killer one is the pads on your laptop.
And what do you do?
I use a mouth.
How do you treat people for
Oh,
this?
I mostly people are dehydrated in office. People are dehydrated. There is a huge dehydration in the corporate world because we drink coffee, we drink sodas, and we go for like 2 hours, 3 hours in a meeting room without drinking water. And we expect our tendons, ligaments, and muscles to function properly. And that's a huge mistake. So first of all, and I mean, in the pro athlete world, we know that hydration is the key of performance. And that's what I just advise everyone. Drink, drink, drink.
How much water? Cheers.
Cheers. 6 to 8 full glass of waters every day. Not during the meal, but in between the meals.
Okay, and what kind of water? Is it like tap water or mineral water? And do you put salt in it?
Good question. That could be the subject of an entire podcast, Rose. But I would recommend mineral water because you need minerals to help your brain to function properly and your muscles too. So I often add some electrolytes. And you can find electrolyte at any pharmacy anywhere around the world now. So electrolytes are the most effective help for your hydration.
Okay. You're mentioning water, and what about breathing?
Breathing is so important, and you can tell by the way the people are breathing if they are relaxed, or if they are if they're in pain, or anger. I mean, all the emotions are very connected with the breath. And you can also observe the difference of your breathing pattern when you are just enjoying or in the feeling of awe. And I'm so upset. See, these different tones are connected with breathing. So the breathing is very important because, as we said before, when you are concentrating on an email, for instance, you quit breathing. So all the breath hold will challenge your pH, your blood pH. And breathing is, for sure, as everybody knows, the system that brings you the oxygen to the muscles and your brain, but it's also the systems that recalibrate your pH blood. And that's the most important thing of breathing. So when you breathe, you recalibrate your pH blood. And that's the point.
I mean, what kind of breathing? Because it's a lot of different people telling you should breathe like this, like this, like this. So what's your advice on this?
There are so many breaths that you can do, so many techniques that you can use to either activate or inhibit your parasympathetic system. That's the point. Breathing, especially the phase of exhalation, letting out the air from your body, will trigger the parasympathetic system if you have longer exhalation. If you have short exhalation, you will trigger the sympathetic system. Sympathetic, the action, reaction, movement, concentration. It's the party girl that is within you. So when you dance, okay, and when you are relaxed and when you have a nap or meditation, it's the home. Okay, so think about this. The longer you exhale, the deeper your relaxation. The shorter you exhale, the sharper your awareness is.
Okay, so I guess you inhale with the nose, you exhale with your mouth, and yes or no? That's what I have always heard, no? Yeah. No, it's more complex than this?
Oh, it's so complex. But mostly I love to let the nose do the work. Nose is here to work as a real organ, okay? So it filters, it gets warmer, the air you breathe in, and also it helps you to produce the nitric oxide, NO. Nitric oxide is the most powerful hormones that you can produce to help you to build resistance with your immune system. It's an anti-inflammatory molecule, and it's just amazing. It helps you to the gas exchange. It accelerates the gas exchange between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide in your blood. Very important to breathe through your nose all day long, as much as you can. Even when you train, you know that you see people training now with tape on their mouth.
Yeah, okay.
So it helps them to build a stronger resistance to the CO2 in the blood. Well, we won't talk about this too deeply, but the more you breathe through your nose daily during the day, the better it is. Challenge yourself. See and watch when you walk or when you do like a little jogging. How can you keep on breathing through the nose?
What are the main principles of osteopathy, without being too long, but just short about this?
Yeah, it's manual therapy to start with. So we just have our two hands to heal the body of our patient. We just stimulate the healing systems of our patient. So we don't do magic. We just use different strings. We have energetic strings, we have muscle strings, we have joint strings, liquid strings, and mostly we use whatever the strings will be the more powerful when you come to see us. So sometimes you can have a session where you have a lot of bone cracking, and some session just slight touch and working on energetic fields. So that's why it's kind of disturbing, because when you see someone and you meet someone, he tells you, "Oh, I have this amazing osteopath. He's just the best. He's so powerful." And then you go and you see him for a session, and you're disappointed because it doesn't work that good with you. It's like a dance. Having an osteopath is having a partner for a dance, a healing dance. So when you come to my session, you dance with me, and you accept to let go all your resistance, and then I'm trying to help your body to find the source of the healness, and then you find a way to cure.
Okay, so you mean if I don't trust you, it's going to be hard to heal me?
Yeah. You just like, you cut like more than 80% of the healing process if you don't trust me, because you will resist, and I need you to let go. I need to let go some tensions. So if you don't let it go, how can I work deeply in your body? And just to be very, very precise, if I need to work on a joint, you have to let go that joint.
Do you trick people before cracking them?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I hate that.
Of course.
You don't say 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna crack your head.
Kind of. I won't tell my trick, otherwise it won't be a trick anymore. But for sure, I'm playing tricks. I have to make people, I have to disturb people.
Okay.
I distract them, and paf, then I go in the moment they're not expecting.
You're very chatty, so I'm sure you're very good at this. Which part of the body is the most mistreated for you?
Mistreated and so well underrated, and that's the feet. The feet, Rose. How do you like your feet? What's your relationship with your feet?
I don't really have a relationship with them.
See?
Yeah.
You don't
my
have
ankles. I'm a bit angry at my ankles because they're very flexible and
so you had
twist all the time.
Okay, twisted ankles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe wearing heels for years hasn't been like a very good thing. Yeah.
Imagine how you just made your power of adaptation from your feet shut up in these high heels shoes. You were just twisting, and your abilities to adapt and spread your body weight on the floor. So these feet are they're your best friend. You should have a close relationship with your feet.
Okay, how?
Talk to them.
How do I treat my feet? Should I treat
Respect
my feet now?
them. Talk to them. Take care of them.
Okay. It's true when you're talking about before prehistoric humans, and I'm just picturing a lady with heels. The jump is so huge.
So huge, exactly.
Do you think we should be walking barefoot
as
more?
much as you can?
Okay.
In all my talks or workshop, I invite people to take their shoes off, whatsoever. In the workshop, I work for companies in the luxury industry, so I love, because it's a huge icebreaker. You see people in suits and in high heels and costumes, and say, "Okay, everybody, now just please take off your shoes." And I make people dance barefoot in huge auditorium, and that's I mean, I see the people's face, they love it because they reconnect and they finally allow themselves to feel a little bit more. Imagine that your feet is like almost a third of all your joint of your body. Just the 2 feet.
Really?
Oh yeah, you have like, if I'm not wrong, you have 28 bones and 33 joints in every feet, which is huge, huh? Almost 110 ligaments. It is huge. It helps you to support your body weight. It helps you to move on this earth. And you have this propellation that it propels all your work. You walk and you run. Okay, so be barefoot as much as you can. That's the best you can do. You can also use a tennis ball to massage your feet, standing on a tennis ball under one arch and then under the other one, and use it every day. Maybe while you brush your teeth. Next time you brush your teeth, get a tennis ball and rub that tennis ball with one of your foot. And you'll see, is it painful or is it just a sensation? Are you comfortable with it? You should be comfortable on both sides.
Okay. I'm already squatting and working my perineum
while brushing
my teeth. So I think it's going to be a lot.
And this is going to be a multitasking. It's not good. Not good. But you know why we all think about this moment of when you brush your teeth? Because this brushing teeth experience, habit, rituals, we don't think about it. It's in our routine, so you don't have to add another routine. That's why we always try, in the self-development, okay, stick to that routine, it's already here. But if you can create another routine, that's the best. That's the best.
And what about the fingers of the feet? How do you... Do you have tips, so what to do with fingers of the foot?
I always think about my girlfriend that she hates her feet. I mean, I cannot touch their feet, and I'm a pro feet, free feet Friday, free the feet movement, and she doesn't like her feet because she has been raised with no connection with the feet, and like most of the people and most of the girls, they don't like their feet. I've seen girls hiding their feet in the sand on the beach, to hide this little sausage. No, I'm so ashamed of. No, like them. So sometimes maybe at night, massage. Do a little massage of your feet. Interlace your toes and your hands, and squeeze and turn and make it move. You can also work on the connection, neural connection between your feet and your brain, and try to spread your toes and bring it back. Spread and bring it back. And maybe when you're standing up, just lift your big toes and then lift the 4 other toes and alternate like this. So you use
What's the benefit of this?
To reconnect and to get active and tonic fit. Because the more you connect, then you, instead of having a little, plan B road, off-road, you will build a huge highway of communication. And then your feet will be more flexible and powerful and connected, so they will be more able to support you and to absorb the shock, because the first role of our feet are to absorb the shocks.
What do you think about insoles? I notice like people and doctors are advising more and more the kids or even the adults to wear insoles in the shoes.
I'm not a huge fan of this, of course.
Why?
Because I don't really like when we bring something from the outside of our body. When it's needed, of course, we don't have any solution, but I think it's too easy. And it's like a business. Okay, we're going to bring something from the outside that will just not fix your problem, but make it shut up. Okay, so you will still have your flat feet. You can correct a flat feet. You can correct it by doing some work. It's like working your muscles. When you have a problem with your elbow or your shoulder, you go to the physiotherapist and then you go to the gym and you work it out.
Okay.
Okay. When you have also a problem with your eyes, a strabism, you work with your eyes. Okay. Why don't you do the same with your feet?
What are is it the same for men and women? What is the most common problem for men and for women?
Women's or bunions, for sure. That big toes that goes internal because of all these high heels. and the compression of your toes. That's just because of it, I think. And you have too much dead feet. I mean, feet, the toes are stick together. So walk barefoot as much as you can. I mean, it should be mandatory at home.
Okay.
You arrive home, take off your shoes. You're on vacation, take off your flip-flops and walk barefoot. So
Flip-flops are terrible?
Flip-flops are not that good because when you walk on flip-flops, you're tense. You have to keep them.
You have to keep the shoe.
You have to keep the flip-flop. And that's why flip-flops, flips-flops, flip-flop, because you slap it with your fingers, with your toes, sorry. Okay. So I want to see you barefoot at harvest.
Okay, sure. And generally in the body, like what's the biggest problems of the ladies, not only talking about the feet, and of the men?
Well, that would be, I mean, by far the discopathia of the lumbars. I mean, the lumbar region here. For
both of them?
Yeah, for everybody, because we stay seated too much. Okay, and even the being sedentary on our both legs, you know, staying in a concert for hours, standing on a line, we know it's painful. Or when you just visit a city and you walk all day long, you go back to the hotel and don't tell me you don't have no back pain. I mean, you feel sore because you've been standing up too much, and we don't really respect our circadian rhythm, and we need to relax, we need to change posture, we need to run, we need to relax, we need to hydrate. I mean, we do too much. We ask too much for the
Okay, so
machine.
Sitting for too long is not good, but standing for too long is not good either.
Movement is the key, Rose. Movement is the key. That's why you need to stand up, sit, relax, hydrate, move, and change posture. And you need to work your muscles. Because if your muscles are not strong enough, then your ligaments will get inflamed, and then you'll have these chronic pains.
For the back, what exercise would you advise to share to our listeners? What exercise?
Very simple.
Share? Yeah.
Mostly barefoot at home again.
Okay, so helps
squat. You have to be able to squat. I mean,
okay.
that position, the squatting, your hips motion, the hips movement are working in partnership with your lumbar movement.
Yeah.
So the more you have movement in your hips, the less solicitation you'll get in your lower back.
Okay, good.
And the contrary. Okay?
How many minutes would you do that?
Feel comfortable being squatted with the flat feet, of course.
Okay.
In your house. So being squatted, I mean I would say, I would picture it like the Thai street food posture. Okay, so you need to squat down.
And your bottom has to be very low?
Very low, exactly,
okay.
And feel comfortable about it. Or you go to the gym and you work on your hips range of motion. There's plenty of work now about the hips motion, and that's the key. If we are mobile on our hips, it will release the lower back. That is so important.
Something I was wondering, do you find that there is a relationship between physical and mental flexibility?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can tell people that are stiff in their neck, in their face, that they're going to be stiff in their decision. They're going to stuck to what they think because they think that what they think is the way you should think. But let's picture this. Someone that is very flexible will get more information than someone that is very stiff. Because the one that is very flexible is able to turn his head and to get all the sensory information around him or her. I will be able to see what's happening on my right, on my left. I have a big range of visual eyesight, and I'm more curious because my body is always serving my curiosity. The one that is like this will always see that direction during all day, because moving in that direction, it's very painful or it demands a lot of energy. So when you see people flexible, you can be sure that they receive much more information, so they are much more aware, and they have these habits of, receiving information from the environment and then dealing with it.
So do you think when you improve your physical flexibility, you can improve your mental flexibility also?
Oh yeah, we do know that motion leads to mental wellness. I mean, if you work on the mental wellness, you have to make your body move. That is for sure. But the more you work on the flexibility, I think, and that's my theory, the more creative you'll be, and the more curious you'll be. And I think this is the core value of Homo sapiens, curiosity. We won't be here if we were not curious at the very beginning. You know, what is behind that river? What is behind that mountain? What is that leaf taste like? You know. So I think curiosity is the basic of our humanity, and we need to get back on that curiosity. Okay, we need to explore, experiment, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong, but it's a matter of being able to rebound again, flexibility.
How do you maintain your flexibility and mental agility?
Routine every day, every morning. I have my 20 minutes
That's funny
yoga
that
routine.
you do your flexibility with discipline. That's
of course.
a little paradox. Yeah, a little paradox.
That's true. That's true. But that's the only way it works. Because you can be gifted.
I agree with you.
You can be gifted in your flexibility. Of course, it can be linked with your DNA. But it's also very easy to work on your flexibility. And it's not because you're stiff that you will stay stiff.
Really? Okay.
No.
What's the margin of improvement for someone like super stiff?
The margin is how motivated you are.
Okay.
What's your goal?
You can really transform someone stiff into someone
totally
flexible?
It's just the dedication. I mean, how much work do you want to put in? What's your goal? What's your engagement? What's your commitment? If you really want to do the split, you can do the split. I mean, even if you're super stiff.
Really?
But it's a term of commitment. How many times a day, and where do you find the boundary between the sensation, the painful sensation, and the pain? Where do you push forward? And I think there's no limit. We are limitless. We are almost limitless.
Okay, and your own mental agility.
Right.
What do you do to keep it?
I'm always curious, and I'm trying to do the yes therapy. If you invite me somewhere I don't want to go, so yes. Okay. Sometimes I regret it, but I think it's philosophy, being curious. And you can be curious in your everyday, like with your coworkers. Go with someone that you've never been for lunch and say yes to an invitation where you have no interest in, Just be curious. I think curiosity is the key.
Okay.
With the flexibility.
Okay. Do all your friends come to annoy you at parties talking about their little injuries?
How do you know?
I'm guessing.
Do you have an osteopath friends? No, that's not parties the worst. That's vacation. When you're on vacation, I never share with people that I met on vacation that I'm an osteopath.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
They would want to sit next to you and talk to
they are cool people. Yeah. And they say, no, you're osteopath. Yeah, yeah. But I won't be that boring guy boring you with, annoying you with my problems. But by the way, I have this and say, no, come on. So now I learn how to say no and how to be authentic.
Okay.
After Gabor Mate's.
Yes. So how do you say no now if someone tells you, you know what?
You know what? No, I said, if you really want to... Exactly.
If
you want to have an objective diagnosis, come to my office. I'm on vacation right now, so...
Yeah, I understand. Do you consider yourself as a healer?
I would consider myself as a healer, of course, because it's healing people, that's what I do. Even sometimes I don't touch people, but I give them advice or I show them the path to get better. And yeah, healing is so beautiful.
So I mentioned at the beginning of the interview that you have been involved in the Harvest Adventure from the very beginning.
I had that chance.
You haven't missed one summit in Kaplankaya. How do you see the evolution of Harvest? Because I think we're not in this podcast talking enough about the consequences in the long term
Right.
of maybe some plants, some seeds being planted in one harvest and the consequences of a little sentence or of a little moment in the long term. So do you have like some key moments to share?
Rose, I think you've said it all. It's just like planting seeds, little interaction with people, and harvest. I think they're doing great about the challenge of the being famous now, because it's growing now for sure. But they know how to keep it intimate and as a family. And I really have this harvest family that I'm so pleased to gather with once a year, and we share the same values, and that I don't share with all my friends here in Paris, for instance. It's like having this magical parenthesis with like-minded.
Like a bubble, okay.
Yeah, definitely. So they were able to build this tribe and to maintain it and to maintain that feeling. In the first edition, I had the chance to be a speaker, and we were all mixed up. Last year, I sat up next to speakers and practitioners, and we all mixed up. And I love this energy. And you don't know who you're going to sit next to the next dinner. And it's so using the all our senses all the time by this artistic moment that we have that brings the joy, the happiness, the surprise that help us to remember, because we have so many information, and the key is to remember everything, because we have like this massive information
yeah.
every 3 days, and we want to remember everything. And I think they really mastered this huge how do I say that issue that when you have too much information, how can you choose any information to remember it? If you mix it with emotions, it works.
Totally, yeah.
It works. So I have many good memories. I loved that really changed my life. It's the first breathwork, like 8 years ago. In France, breathwork, zero, did not exist at all. So I had the chance to attend the workshop of Lisa, being totally curious what's going on out there, and came out totally transformed. I loved it. I loved Gabor Mate's talk, being authentic.
Yeah, you were mentioning it had an impact on your daily life. Yeah,
totally. Okay. It really had an impact. I learned how to say no a bit,
Yeah,
giving boundaries, and it made totally sense. And I can remember like dozens of interaction with people from all over the world. It's amazing. It's unique because you meet people, different culture, but with the same values. So that is easy. Like, we're like kind of a family gathering, and you meet cousins. You know they're from the same family, but you never met them. So that's really cool. I really appreciate it. And they know how to maintain that spirit. I love it.
Julien, we're going to finish with the harvest of the day. What is your favorite tool for transformation? Could be self-transformation or a relationship or the planet.
Very simple. Ask yourself, what did I do for me today? What did I do for me today? That could be anything from having a drink with a friend, doing a little walk in the forest, drinking enough water. What did I do for me today? I think that's what I'm trying to maintain every day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Julien, for this interview in Paris. We are Place des Victoires, a very nice square in... do we say square? Yeah. A very nice place in Paris. And see you in May for the next summit, because you're not going to miss this one.
Not this one. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you very much, Julien.